Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. Today we're gonna film a video for the importance of sound in video. Now this is one of the most important things. Now Behind the Closed Doors is filmed very raw, meaning I use the RX100 and well, that's about it. We don't use any lighting, we don't use any audio. But when we do our instructional videos or behind the digital classroom, quite frankly, the door off is always open. That's when we use different cameras, we use professional lighting, and of course we use audio. Because you can get away with okay video, but you have to have great audio, otherwise people will not watch your videos. So the first video we're going to record today, and also probably the only one, because we're still recovering from Photokina. I'm not really recovering, but I had a very busy time before and during Photokina. So this week is actually a little bit of I work and I relax. So that means that we're only doing a few things each day. So the first video, and the only video, it's gonna be about the Sennheiser versus the Boya kit, and of course how it sounds without any sound and camera sound. So join us in today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors when Anouk is filming the video. Okay, so we just recorded a video comparing the Sennheiser to the Boya system, and we're going to upload that probably today or tomorrow. And I think the outcome is pretty surprising, and I can already spoil it a little bit. The Boya was pretty good for its price point, but the Sennheiser absolutely ruled. And that's expected, of course. The Sennheiser is about 900 euros, the Boya is around 200 euros. So I'm now emptying the cards into my computer, and I'm going to edit the video and then upload it, and it's under the label Quite Frankly, so there you can find it. Okay, because we know Capture One runs flawlessly with Sierra, it's now time to also update my computer to Sierra. I already updated my laptop. I always first update my laptop and then the production machine, for the very simple reason you don't want to update if you don't know that all software is compatible. So there we go, install. Okay, we just picked up a lot of USB sticks from our friends at Camera Nu, and we're gonna give them away during the worldwide photo walk this Saturday. And we're gonna actually put one scene on there from an instructional video I did about travel and street photography. So that's very fitting for the worldwide photo walk. So guys, if you're joining my walk this weekend, this is one of the gifts you're gonna get. Okay, now one of the things that I picked up during Photokina is actually the new CaseAir from Tethertools, and I'm very honored. This is the only one in the world in a photographer's hands. So we just got everything working, and it's very simple to operate. This is the app. You now see that we have connected the Canon 5DS, so the only thing I have to do is click here and the software starts. And now, for example, I can go to live view, and works pretty well. It doesn't connect at the moment through our router, so it's a direct connection. We can of course connect it to our router, but I didn't set it up now. So let's turn this one off. And of course I can do remote capture. There we go. And you see the files actually coming in here. But you can of course also use it for tethered shooting and shoot like this. Or of course I want to show you, shoot like this. So I'm just using it as you would normally tether. Now the speed you're seeing at the moment is with small JPEGs. And of course you guys want to know how fast it is when we're shooting it with RAW files, right? Because at the moment the software only supports everything you shoot. So in other words, if I shoot JPEGs and RAWs, it transfers both to the device, so it doesn't filter out the RAW files. This is something that I'm going to tell Tethertools, which I would love to see in a final release, that it actually leaves the RAW files on your card and only send through the JPEGs. So I'm going to change the camera now. So let's go to the menu of the 5D and let's go to, oh, and by the way, don't worry, I still shoot Sony, but it doesn't work on a Sony yet, so we actually borrowed a 5D Mark II, a 5DS to test this out. Okay, let's go to a RAW quality. There we go, RAW and small JPEGs. Okay. So now let's do the same test. I'm gonna shoot Anouk. There we go. And now just see how long it takes before the images come in. Now remember, this is a very high resolution camera. And as you can see, it takes a little bit longer, of course, than the small JPEGs. But overall, it's still pretty fast if you want to shoot those RAWs into your computer. And this is not something that I would do during a fashion shoot, because this is just too slow and I really need it filtered out. So I need to have the JPEGs go to the CaseAir and actually the RAW files on the card. But as you can see, it transfers both. Now one other thing that's really cool if you do manual focusing is actually if you go to your live view. Okay, there we go. And again, it's pretty slow now for the very simple reason it has to transfer a lot of data. So if you go to your manual focus part, you can actually see that you can use peaking. I hope it transfers well to my camera. So I now put it on red, so everything that's red is actually in focus. So overall the settings in the app are pretty simple. You can use bracketing, bulb time, you can do HDR, time-lapse, movie. And this is still a beta, so sometimes you see this spinning wheel, but that will be solved as soon as it's of course released. And here we have the settings. You can do auto thumbnails, auto download, auto save, auto focus, add GPS, photo sort, you can do ascend or descend, and of course you can do a focus adjust, large or small or medium. You can clear your cache, you can say that it starts up with live view, you can keep the live view, and here you have focus peaking. Focus peaking is very important for those manual focus lenses. You can choose red, green and blue, high, medium and low, so that's all pretty cool. You can choose to see a histogram, although I prefer to see a light meter. And of course there's a help function, and in the album you can actually see all the images you shot. So you see the RAW files and you see the JPEGs. So that is the first look of the CaseAir. Of course we're going to do a professional video of it, and this is just behind the closed door so you guys see what we're doing. And this was actually, I think, the first time ever you see the CaseAir in action. Okay, in the meantime I'm also updating the firmware of the Sony A7R II. Now this firmware has been released about 2 weeks ago, but I didn't have time to update it yet. And I hope it solves a very frustrating problem. Now the Sony A7R is great, it has a lot of options. And one of those options is actually shooting tethered, without any need for CaseAirs, cam ranges or whatever. Now it works great on all Sonys, it's via an app called Smart Remote. However, on the Sony A7R II, and this is the only one where we found this problem, the EVF will shut down as soon as you want to shoot through the eyepiece. Well, that makes it a lot more difficult to use, because now I have to shoot on the display. And although the display is okay, I want to shoot through the eyepiece, of course, through the viewfinder. So I hope in this firmware they solved it, but I don't think so. For the very simple reason, this problem has been here for a while, and on internet some people complain about it, and Sony just doesn't seem to change it. So let's hope they've changed it now. Okay, I updated the firmware, and look at this. You see the live view on the camera, you see the connection here, and it's just inside the camera, so we don't need any extra devices. The problem is, as soon as I put the camera to my face, there is no picture anymore in the EVF. This is so frustrating, they still didn't fix it. And now let's see, because now you can see what we're actually missing. As soon as you take a shot, it's in very fast. So there we go. Take another one. So this works flawlessly, and it also works on the Mac. But as soon as I put the camera to my face, the EVF is off. And I have to shoot on the back of the camera. So please Sony, fix this, because this makes the camera so much better. And it works on all the other versions, so why not on the A7R II? Hey guys, so that was today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. I hope you enjoyed it. And on YouTube you can now actually see the video with the shootout between the Sennheiser and the boya. What's in the name? I'm, by the way, still in the studio, because after updating Share on my laptop everything went fine. However, as soon as we did the Mac Pro, somehow Mail doesn't want to start up, iCall doesn't want to start up, Maps, Twitter, and other software runs fine. So that's a little bit weird. I never experienced that before with an Apple update. So what we're now actually doing is recovering Sierra, so just installing it new. And with a Mac that's not really a problem, all your programs still stay in the same position. So I have to wait for that. We just had dinner here in the studio, and after that I'm going home. So see you around. And probably we'll update the vlog again on Saturday after the Scott Kelby Worldwide Photo Walk. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Check out on YouTube the shootout and see you next time. Bye guys.